So recently I've been noticing the topic of shipping real people. It has been popping up more and more with the rise of the Minecraft YouTube fandom. The YouTubers being shipped have addressed this, like Dream for example, and other YouTubers like D'Angelo Wallace or Coley Does Things. This longtime fan dilemma has become more popular and mainstream with time. There are a lot of people who think shipping real people is wrong, and there are fans who ship real people anyways. So in this video I wanted to discuss this complicated issue because I haven't seen a lot of videos on this situation. And I don't think this discussion is made for a YouTube comment reply section. So I started writing this script. Time waits for no one, and I'm not going to buy a fancy video editor. So let's get into it. For starters, shipping real people has been around for a long time. Some older fandoms I can think of that had real ships were the Supernatural fandom and the Twilight fandom. And of course, more recent examples like Minecraft YouTube and the BuzzFeed Unsolved fandom. I didn't know there was a fandom for BuzzFeed Unsolved. The more you know, I guess. I want to go more in detail with these fandoms because each has different conditions with shipping real people and how it was and currently is handled. The only one I am going to briefly cover is the BuzzFeed Unsolved fandom. I am not really into true crime and don't have enough knowledge on it to make a good analogy. First, the Twilight fandom. For a while, people shipped actor Robert Pattinson and actress Kristen Stewart. If you didn't know, while the Twilight fandom was first thriving, they were dating. So for many people, it was cool to have the ship you liked be canon in the movies and be sort of in real life. So for them, it was mostly harmless fun, the fandom enjoying cute public couple stuff like pictures of them holding hands or something like that. While I would go more in depth with the content that is posted, this was a long time ago and they aren't even dating anymore, so I see no point. Next, I would like to cover the Supernatural fandom. At the time, the actor that played Dean was believed to be homophobic by a lot of the fan base. Right now, that view is a little iffy for a lot of reasons I won't go over right now. This is based on some weird things he said about Destiel and LGBTQ interpretations of his character. But a lot of his strange reactions to questions from fans like that is from the J2 conspiracy. The J2 conspiracy was about the two actors, Jared and Jensen, were secretly dating each other and used their wives and kids as a way to cover it up. Some went way too far and started to send death threats to their families. It created a bad environment with Jensen and fans. So yeah, that was not a positive shipping experience. The Minecraft YouTube fandom is a complicated fandom, surprisingly. A lot of the fandom's problems come from the younger fans. For many fans, this is their first fandom, so they are less experienced and don't know how to interact in a fandom space. Then the shipping comes in. I want to cover the Dream SMP part of the fanbase because that's the only side I know about. Shipping in the Dream SMP does not automatically mean you ship the content creators themselves. They could be shipping their characters in the Dream SMP story. But there is a part that ships the content creators themselves. While I know Dream is fine with being shipped, I don't think he actively likes it or enjoys any of the content. I am pretty certain none of the minors want to be shipped. I went on AO3 and a lot of the people on there take the YouTubers being comfortable with the content pretty seriously. I don't see a lot of the same authored notes or descriptions on Wattpad as I do AO3. But Wattpad is mostly used by younger fans, so that kind of explains the lack of disclaimers for fan content. Finally, I want to mention the Unsolved fandom. Some fans ship the two hosts, Shane and Ryan. I know a friend that's in the Unsolved fandom, and I know that they are both straight. I also couldn't find any official statement made by them about being shipped, but with the help of another friend, I found a Tumblr post made by someone in the community. They basically said to not bring shipping to them and to be respectful. So I will remain neutral on this situation. If anybody can find anything on their thoughts on Cheyenne, please let me know. So there are multiple instances of decent and bad experiences. There are not a lot of subgroup parts of fandom culture that are as complicated as shipping real people. This is a mixed issue, and this is also a part of my base for my opinion on shipping real people. Before I get into my personal opinions on shipping real people, I want to discuss the angle I am coming from. I have been in many different fandoms. A lot of them, to this day, have an awful reputation, and shipping was a debated topic in each one. Ultron had many battles between crazy Clans and Sheath shippers, which put chill Clans and Sheath shippers in an awkward position, to say the least. Steven Universe usually had heated arguments of the legality and ethics of ships. The My Hero Academia fanbase has had a lot of problems with shipping, like fighting over canon ships and if there are better ships than others. I am currently in the Danganronpa fandom, where there are fights between Hinanami and Komahina shippers, and there are fights between Saimatsu and Omosai shippers. I have pretty much always been a chill shipper, but now I have become so desensitized to shipping wars, I don't really care anymore. I can't see shipping wars as anything other than childish. They never end up in a serious or mature conversation, just bickering. Overall, I am a neutral party when it comes to IRL ships. I don't ship content creators or celebrities myself, but I don't actively hate it. I do understand why some may or may not like shipping real people. Whenever I see other people's extreme opinions on ships, I just move on with my day. I would like to guide fans on how to deal with this kind of stuff. Some have never had to deal with this topic before because they were into media that didn't have the kind of fandom environment to produce IRL ships, and some are new to fandom culture in general. So here is some advice. If you don't like shipping real people, ignore it. It is that simple. Why did you click on something when you knew you weren't gonna like it? That is a basic thing to do when you're looking through fan work of any kind, like fanfiction or fan art. Don't start arguments or hate on people who ship others. Nobody wants a negative fandom experience. That's how reputations happen. If a content creator says they are fine with being shipped, they are fine with being shipped. End of story. If you still don't like it, that is perfectly fine. Don't go attacking others who are within their boundaries set up by creators and or celebrities. So you might be wondering how to look at content without shipping. There are multiple solutions. On Archive of Our Own, also known as AO3, you can include tags like no romantic relationships, or go under the exclude tags option to get rid of any potential relationship tags. If you're wondering, on AO3, an and symbol means the relationship is platonic, and a slash means it's romantic. I am not doing this for Wattpad because AO3 is 100 times better, and I don't really have any other social media. To the people who ship, keep it respectful. Don't ship minors. If the creator doesn't want to be shipped, don't ship them. Make yourself aware of any new statements on the creator's thoughts on shipping them, and report anybody who's crossing the line. Don't attack people, just report them and move on. If you are discussing your ship on, let's say, Twitter, you can block the creators involved if you aren't comfortable with them viewing that content. For people viewing that content, don't go sharing that to the creators unless the person who made it is fine with you doing that. You could make the fan uncomfortable. Also, just because you ship it does not mean that they will actually get together. Don't bother the creators for them to get together. Don't pretend the relationship is real just because you ship it. Also, avoid bringing shipping to the people being shipped. It could make them uncomfortable, and it creates more problems than it solves. By taking these measures, you can create a more positive environment for fans. I don't have a lot to say to neutrals in this situation, but don't purposely start arguments between the two. You are helping nobody. And I would refrain from bringing up the topic randomly because that could also start a fight by accident. These things go for everyone though. Respecting others' opinions in a fandom space is incredibly important, and I wish it was expected of when you are in a fandom space. I also think keeping an open mind and not jumping to conclusions is something that a lot of people do, and it is really annoying. Take the time to review things before forming an opinion. By sharing this behavior, I think this will benefit existing and future fandoms. Okay, so we are at the end of the video. I had a lot of thoughts on this situation, and I knew this would be the best way to express my opinions. I hope you enjoyed it. It would also be cool to see other people's opinions on shipping real people, and even shipping in general. Of course, be mature and don't be rude. I have been a part of fandom culture for a long time now, so I have learned a lot about it. I think I have a unique-ish view on shipping people and fandom in general, so I thought it would be interesting to put my thoughts out there. Making this video was a new and weird experience, and I had a lot of fun. So thank you for hearing me out, and bye!